That's where I put a little bit of pressure on every parent, every grandparent, is to say, if you love your child, you'll protect them from all enemies, both foreign and domestic, all problems, both current and in the future. You will make a plan for them. And the number one obstacle for mental health and the number one impediment to mental health for young people now is financial problems. They don't know how to survive. They don't know what to do. They don't know capitalism and the economy the way you and I do. And so they're out here just stranded and stuck and being exploited. They're getting pimped. They're going to be pimped. And what does that mean? Well, that exploitation occurs when you're not prepared, when you don't know what the hell's going on, and you don't have anybody that has your back. So I think it's very important that we commit to not to protecting our kids. Dr. Claude Anderson actually says that it's child abuse to send your child across town to beg for a job from people who hate him. Right? That's child abuse. You would not send your child to R. Kelly's house for dinner because you won't feed the baby. Right? We're not doing that. Okay. So here is, I just made this little video. It's kind of, I put some Nina Simone behind it just to kind of, because her voice is so beautiful, and I think it's just kind of cool. So here goes, real quick, real short. Here goes.
You know how I feel, river running free. You know how I feel, blossom on the tree. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonfly.
Yeah. So if you want to know the theme there, I don't know. I showed it to my wife, and my wife, I said, I got a lump in my throat when I saw the little baby get off, grow up, and become a grown man and getting off the airplane. It just kind of affected me because it's like, wow, look at that, and it made me think about how our kids just they grow up, and when they grow up, they're going to become adults, and they're going to become a parent to somebody else. They're going to be the matriarch and the patriarch of a family, and how we raise them, how what we pour into them, just it shows up directly. But every time I watch my brother as somebody's dad, he's my baby brother. He's 13 years younger than me, and I changed his diapers when he was a baby, and they used to stink real bad. And I spent a lot of time with him. And then when he got a little older, I would just talk to him, just tell him everything I knew. When I was in grad school, I called him. We just talked for hours because I wanted him to know everything about life. And then like to see him as a 40 something year old father, and to see his children, sort of being well protected and everything else, and to know I played a part in that is really exciting for me. It makes me really happy. It's like, wow, okay, this is great. So by protecting him, I was protecting somebody else. You see what I mean? By touching him, I was touching other people that he is going to connect with throughout life, right? I'd look back at that and I say, oh my God, this is part of the formula, right? So reach out and connect to each other, right? And just pour into young people and help us to we have a better community when we don't neglect young people or just throw them out there, and then next thing you know that your son's out here abusing people or your daughter's out here mistreating people and all that. Like how they're raised and how they're protected and how they're trained is going to play a big part. It has what economics they call that a ripple effect, and the ripple effect is that one thing affects another thing, which affects another thing. So I'll play this one more time just so you can see it just in those lenses. So the goal was to show like what it looks like when the child is a baby and they're being introduced to stocks